Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to ARCA Digital. My name is Charlie. I'm sitting here with Brandon White and one of my favorite guys in the entirety of the ARCA Menards Series platform, my pal Greg Van Alst. Greg, before we send it over to Brandon, you got to be somewhat pleased with the start to your 2024 racing season.
Yeah, it's been a solid start. Hopefully we can keep that momentum and hopefully leave Talladega with the points lead still.
Going back to Daytona last year for me, like Charlie brought up, I mean, I think I could speak for both of us and pretty much the entire motorsports community when we say, like, your win at Daytona in 2023 was a highlight from the entire season. I mean, you gave one of the more emotional post-race interviews I think I've seen in a while.
This is for all the short track racers out there that don't think you can get to this level. I've worked my ass off to get here, and we did it! Yeah!
How would you say that victory has changed your life?
I can't go to a racetrack anywhere without either a fan or a fellow racer or someone mentioning the win at Daytona. I am constantly reminded about winning at Daytona, which is not a bad thing. When we try to obtain sponsors, they seem to know who we are now. I feel like it has definitely changed things for the better.
This year Daytona, like Charlie said, you actually almost pulled off again this year. Do you attribute your progress at super speedways to just you being more comfortable in the draft, or do you really think like it's like the cars have just gotten a lot better in these past couple of years?
It's definitely a combination. I feel like ARCA has tightened the field. I think going into this weekend, this will be my 10th super speedway race. You can't get experience unless you do it. You know, we're still with the same car that I had in 2021. So every super speedway race, we get to make it a little better. We get to tweak it a little more. So you add all of that up and, you know, that's where it all comes from.
What's been your key to getting more comfortable in the draft and making those moves like the one you made at Daytona last year to win that race?
I got a heck of a spotter as well with Brandon Lyons, and he paints the picture every lap. I feel like I can almost drive the car from outside of the car, but I don't know that there's one thing that is the major factor. I think it's just more of knowing what to expect, knowing what I'm supposed to be feeling in the draft, and knowing if someone makes a certain move, what that's going to do to the air. Just having the experience of 9 previous races.
And we're on to Talladega this weekend. Like you mentioned, you still have the same car. It's been through the ringer a little bit at super speedways. I mean, Talladega, it's the same style of racing, but it's a much larger and much wider track. So are there any ways that you prepare differently for that race, and how different is the draft there at Talladega compared to Daytona?
The draft's similar. The field tends to get more spread out because it's more about raw speed, where I feel like Daytona is more about handling.
We're moving on from the super speedways after this weekend. So do you feel like the intermediate and other parts of your program have improved enough to where you can make a significant run for the ARCA Championship this year?
We're trying. Our Kansas car, we're doing some things with it to make it better than what we had last year on the intermediate tracks. Our car that we're taking to Dover, we've got a fresh engine for there. We're doing everything we can do to build our program in a way that's, if we have struggles, we know it's from us, not so much our equipment.
But what would it mean for you personally to take the checker flag first and get that second career ARCA victory this weekend?
It'd be huge. I don't know that it'd be as big as winning Daytona, but you never know what's going to come out of my mouth in those moments, so I'm sure it'll be fun. It would just kind of put an exclamation point on our super speedway program, I think. If we can pull it off at Daytona and be able to pull it off at Talladega, it just mean a lot for our team and our team's future, and moving forward with what we're trying to do with create the second car. I just feel it gives us more of a solid foundation.